Spencer,
Smashing
you're awful
puss.
quiet over there.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just haven't thought of a thing to say.
Are you pro smashing puss?
Yeah, do you smash puss?
I've been known to smush a push.
Smush a push.
Smush a push.
You and me and Jeff got pretty toasty the other night. That sounds like we had a threesome.
yeah.
We got drunk the other night. We drank together.
Spencer and I had been threatening to go out and have a drink with each other.
Jeff, look what time it is.
911.
Okay.
Don't scare me like that, man. I see 9/11 every day. Twice a day. I look at the clock ever since junior high school.
What's happening here is Dan hates that Jeff claims that he sees it on the clock all the time.
So now I see it more than anyone, and now every time I do, I sarcastically point it out. But I'm just adding to the myth.
You're making me see it now. I would see it less.
I know. You win again.
Wait. This is a problem you have that you don't like that I say that I see 9/11 all the time.
Oh boy.
Problem's a strong word. I just
It's
don't.
adorable.
I don't believe in the theory.
It's not. It's bullshit. Like I know people that say they see the clock at certain. I see it 11:11 every day. You just think you do because it resonates. For
Thank
some
you.
reason.
That must have been hard for you to say.
What the fuck?
Wait,
I like you say that I'm much more fascinating than I actually am.
I thought you believed in magic more than you did than you do, and that something about Al Qaeda's attack on the United States had a mystical.
No,
because you've been noticing that since high school.
Yeah, I would always for some reason if I would get into a car and the clock and it had a digital thing or a
You always see 9/11?
We just frequently.
Is that why you picked that day?
You can't pin nothing on me, see?
This is another lost episode.
We just accidentally stumble into.
I'm on Dan's side with this, by the way.
I don't have a big fucking hang-up about it. I mentioned I used to see it a lot, and I frequently
And
did.
then on 9/11 happened.
Well,
So you were seeing it before 9/11.
Since I was a kid.
And you were just going, oh, that's the number for emergency.
Yeah, I would always see 911.
And then 9/11 happened.
I didn't really connect those dots until later. Yeah. But you remember I had that crazy panic attack on the morning that all happened. I woke up.
Yeah, it was so rough for you that day. I'm sorry. 9/11 really was your 9/11.
I will treat your ass like a pussy and smash the hell out of it. That's romantic. Right? Like,
Yeah, I'll orgasm all over these walls.
What color are your walls?
Well, they will be pink.
I woke up at 6 a.m., which is around 9 a.m. when the shit hit the planes hit the buildings. I woke up screaming and freaking out in my bed in L.A. And I've never had a panic attack in my life, but I woke up at just after 6 a.m. In my little apartment I used to live in then, and I just started screaming at the top of my lungs and bawling, crying. And I didn't know why. I was wide awake, but I felt like the walls were going to fall in on me. And I kept looking at the walls like I was afraid that the walls of my place were going to fall in and crush me. And then I realized that it wasn't me that was in danger. It was a lot of people on the other side of the world that were really, really in danger. And I was screaming for a half hour.
Wait, you had a psychic vision? I'm not trying to be fun. You had a psychic vision of 9/11.
I've had them all my life. I dream about... I'm not...
Why is this not every episode?
Thank you, Camille.
You guys are talking
Do you believe in magic?
I mean, why? Well,
you guys are talking about canine kindergarten. Meanwhile,
ask yourself this question: Why was he so put off by my insinuation that he believed in magic?
It's the power you have.
Because it's revealed that you have a little bone to pick.
You know what I really like?
Does anyone wish they would fight less?
You know what I like? I like the idea of a psychic who just doesn't have the confidence because his friends always making fun of him. To prevent horrible disaster.
If I lived in a little more supportive environment, then maybe a lot of lives would be saved.
There would not have been any 9/11. You would have been like Mark Wahlberg.
The problem is the times I have dreams, vivid dreams about things that happened like within hours. Like there's no time to save. Like or like I wake up and go. I dreamt about the big when was it 90 the San Francisco earthquake. I had a giant dream that I was walking around San Francisco, and the little, the houses that go up the thing, the little full house houses that go up the street, and I was walking down the street with Whoopi Goldberg.
Naturally.
And I'm walking down the road with Whoopi Goldberg. All of a sudden, the ground starts shaking up, and all the houses fall into giant cracks in the ground, and big fires go on. And the next morning, San Francisco earthquake. And I also...
I like that you've just been sitting on these. You're like now you're a bad guy. You could have prevented...
But I wake up in the morning, I turn the TV on, and so Rob Schraub called me after I'd finally come out of my freak out on 9/11. And he's like, "Hey Jeff, turn on your TV. The White House got blown up, and he got it all wrong."
That was Rob's description of, for those who listened. We've relayed the events of 9/11 from our own perspective, and one of them is that Rob called me at like whenever it was happening, and this is how Rob Schraub describes 9/11 happening on the phone. I have to back off the mic because this is how loud and shrill Rob was. He said, "Jesus fucking Christ, turn on the TV, the fucking world's blowing up, the White House blew up, the Pentagon blew up, the World Trade Center blew up, fucking missiles flying out of the sky!"
And then Jeff is like, "I knew it."
Yeah, Jeff's like, that explains that explains why I didn't have another dream about San Francisco.
Well, I had one dream one day. I woke up one morning and got out of bed, and I remembered this dream that I had just had. And I was like, it was really vivid. And I was like, okay, that fucking happened because that felt like one of those ones. It felt like this one happened. And
so there's a feeling to the ones that are real.
Yeah, there's
otherwise it would be like, oh, there's going to be a big peanut butter dog. Every morning.
There's going to be a...
Yeah. I'm going to be naked outside.
I'm gonna take the LSATs again.
Every single
my mom
day.
married an elevator, but she wasn't really my mom, but I knew she was.
Yeah.
That's your curse, is that every dream feels
no, like the last,
prophetic.
If that were true, then I would have felt like today I was going to wake up and I would have gone deep sea diving with Stuart Copeland from Police.
Who also did the theme to The Equalizer.
We interrupted you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway,
this felt real.
I had a dream, and I woke up. And I was washing my hands in the morning. And I look in the mirror, and I have this thing like, "Oh fuck, that thing happened. I guarantee it." And so I just.
It's like the dead zone.
And so I go out to meet my brother for lunch, and he lives. I drove out to Venice, where he lives by the beach. And I pick him up, and he's like,
"Is this one of those your brother's been dead for 20 years stories?" Because I want to be emotionally ready for this to happen.
He had to find out from a train conductor for some reason. Your brother's been dead for 20 years.
Ticket.
So he goes. Are you watching this thing that's happening right now about this Chechnyan hostage thing happening in this theater in Russia right now? I'm like,
wow. So you get like real specific.
Well, I had a dream. There was that thing where a bunch of people were held hostage in a theater, and the police came in, and there was a standoff, and they gassed the place, and they killed all the people too. They killed the terrorists and the hostages all as one because they put too much gas in there, or something like that. And there was one American that died in that thing.
Is that how you can connect? That's your site. If there's one American,
No.
then you have a link to it.
I had a dream, and I woke up that morning. I had a dream that I was in a theater, and it was like in the lobby of a theater, and we're all waiting to go into the seated part of the theater. We're in the lobby, and there's a bunch of people, and everybody's speaking a different European language. It's all European. And I'm lost, and I don't know where I am. All of a sudden, they're screaming from the outside and gunfire, and everybody starts running into the theater. Like into the seated part and hiding, and I duck under a table. And
why is this not every episode?
I duck under a table and hold onto a guy's leg, and he looks like in my like the image of this guy in my dream. He looked like a big Cossack, like with the big flowing pants and the big curvy sword and the big.
It's called a scimitar.
A scimitar.
Go
okay,
ahead.
Yeah, and but he also had an AK-47, like a Russian.
Hedge your bets.
And but he.
You don't know what the vibe
diversify.
of the fight. You don't know what the vibe of the fight's going to be.
He looked like a Cossack, basically, and on the outside.
You don't want to bring a scimitar to an AK-47 fight.
Exactly. That's not the Chicago way.
No.
But there was guys all dressed in black, like paramilitary people, running around the outside, and I could see him running right by windows, and I didn't know if this guy was on my side or not. But I tug on his pants. I'm hiding under a table, and he's standing there with his gun out, and I see these paramilitary guys run by a window, and I see they're coming toward a door in the lobby area. And I tug his leg, and I point at that door, and they come in, and they're all in black like paramilitary, and he shoots them all. And then I wake up, and I remember early in the dream that I was the only American in this room, and all this stuff. But like.
Oh, you were the guy that died. I'm having a very difficult time with this, Jeff.
I mean, shouldn't he sleep more often?
Well,
don't you owe it to the people of
the world?
You should be just taking Xanax, like you should, like a precog. Like you should be sleeping in a hot tub.
You know what? If you don't, you should be in a hot tub all the time. Go to Dan's house.
I've been saying this for years.
It's not a hard note to take. Like every time you're awake, like right now, you're like kind of killing people because somewhere.
Yeah, you really
could
are.
Be,
what I like is that God picked you, and is like, oh, I fucked up picking this guy.
He's so
As you're
hungover.
running onto the stage at improvaganza.
Yeah, you're like doing improv.
Hey! I had a dream that 14 women were raped in a cellar. Hey, everybody! Welcome. Can I get a suggestion of a fart noise? Yeah.
You're just using it for your improvs. God's like, man, all right. I fucked up.
Jeff, your improv is really rape-centric tonight.
Yeah.
You brought up rape, not me.
It would be awesome if there was somebody in the audience like, every time I see Jeff doing improv, the next day, it's in the news.
I mean, it's never particular. It's always very grim scene work. Like,
no, it's not like, oh, Hangover 2 did better than expected.
You know, there's a lot of comics that like you're laughing on the way home because they're geniuses. It's like his improv shows are like. You kind of sit there in an uncomfortable, puzzled silence, but the next morning, you're like, oh. Fuck.
Why is this not like, I've known you for like a year.
But I've had a bunch, like there'll be times when I'll wake up and I'll have a dream and I'll just get online and I'll look and I'll just type in backyard helicopter crash and it'll be just like my dream.
Jesus, Jeff.
There'll be a picture. There's exactly the amount of people that got hurt or the thing that happened or if nobody got hurt. I'll just type in, I'll Google some of the shit that happens in my dreams and there's an image of it. By the way, 4 people dead tonight. I'll do the audience tonight. 4 people dead. That's the Davis guarantee.
Only the Americans.
Yeah, only the Americans count. That is amazing. How long has this been
It doesn't happen as much as it used to, but it used to happen a lot.
If you ever have a dream where I'm in it and something shitty happens to me, give me a fucking call, dude. Don't Chechnya me.
But he doesn't have time. He wakes up and it happened. It didn't. That's why I'm saying he should be asleep all the time, and people should wake him up every 2 hours. And he'll always be pissed, but it's the least he can do for
it's literally the least
world.
you could do.
And I just wake him up, and he's always cranky. You know, he's always just like just checking like anything. It's like marshmallows, crocodiles. Google it.
Go to the Everglades, boys. Egypt.
Go to every campsite in the Everglades.
I'm like sleepy Lassie.
Sleepy Lassie. That's cute.
That is amazing, Jeff. Yeah. So what do you think is going on?
I don't know. I feel like it's like I used to have constantly deja vus like every day.
The only thing, this is where I am right now, because I'm like very like science and all of that. That's sort of my vibe.
Is that how you word that scientifically?
I'm like just a science guy, you know. This is what I'm saying.
Title.
I have 2 options right now, because I really, we're friends, and you're like a very normal, grounded guy. I have to either believe that you're a little bit crazy, or that everything I know is lies. Those are my 2 options right now.
I feel like I used to have deja vus all the time. I'd walk into a room and I would literally like go into like a restaurant and I would be like so. It was a deja vu is happening, but I'd be a little ahead of it, and I'd go, that glass is going to fall off that table. And it would fall off the table, and I go, and there's going to be a fight in like 10 seconds. And then over and over.
You're like in Groundhog Day.
Yeah, but they say that's like a thing where it's like some people say deja vu is an iron deficiency where brain synapses.
What?
that brain synapses are firing twice, but it fired once, and you store something as a memory that you don't remember where it's from, so it feels like a distant memory.
I see.
But it's all kind of happening at once. But so you're kind of double firing at once.
So your brain is kind of lying.
But I used to walk into places and go like, we have to get out of here right now. Like why? Because bad shit's about to happen, and bad shit would happen in there. We have to, I don't like what's about to happen.
It's like Final Destination.
I haven't seen that.
Don't you know what it's about already?
Oh my God! Wow! I just got that.
That's amazing. What do you think of it, Dan?
Your joke? It was fucking great. I laughed. It took me a while. I'm 40.
The joke is great, but
I am
like that this
I am on your
started-
side. Look, here. Can we retrace our steps here? I did a callback to a kind of running joke where Jeff has talked about on this podcast with the 9/11 thing. Every time he looks at the clock, it says 9/11. Not every time he looks at the clock. He sees 9/11 an inordinate amount of times. As a guy who, like yourself, I believe the phrase you used was, I'm very like science and all that. I also am very like science and all that. Although I am the foremost proponent of having a relationship with the unknown and the idea that life is mysterious and that there's a consciousness to the universe and blibbity blah. But that's philosophy and kind of like when it comes to like Abe Lincoln might be in your dining room and like the numerology and the ability
this
of people
doesn't
to
sound very science-y.
I'm saying when it comes to that stuff,
all that.
when it comes to that stuff, I'm skeptical by default because it's dangerous to bother to believe something by default. We've talked about that here. Anyways, so as a skeptic, Jeff, because there's a clock next to Jeff's head. So every time I do the show, I see Jeff's face and I see big red numbers, and it says every time it says 9/11, which is once during the show lately, because we had that conversation. I can go, Jeff, look what time it is, which is both a callback and it's also kind of like I don't know if I'm like proving it's wrong or whatever. We talked about that. Didn't he? Is it my imagination, or did he get a little? You got a little like you thought I was like attacking you.
No. What I thought I was. It was being revealed that was a burr in your boot that I'd said.
Well,
that
burr. I mean, yeah, burr in my like literally that extreme, like a burr in my boot, like nothing. Like I own it. I don't care. It's not your fault. I don't care. I'm not. It doesn't make me. I don't go like, Jeff's hurting my foot. It's a burr in my boot. And it's not. It really, that's burr is too strong. Is there a micro burr? Is there like
I've
heard of microburries. Is that what that is?
Yeah. It's like so here's the thing. I just want to my sense of justice, because I felt like Jeff got mad at me for just a second. Like I can read his body language in his face. Because I was like, well, Jeff, you believe that you see 9/11 on the clock all the time, and wasn't he just for a second? He was kind of like, what? No, I'm not that into that. What? I don't know. And then proceeded to reveal that he is the plot of a CW show. That every night he goes to sleep and werewolves come to him.
Dan, the reason I get angry is because I didn't choose this power.